armor. So they're interchangeable. You can use a leveled item or you can use an armor. So what I did was I created a leveled item called MS10B All Reward. If we go and look at leveled items, we'd see right here, MS10B All Reward. And what does it say? Flags, use all. So everything within the contents of this leveled item you reward. And that gives Agatha's dress, give Reginald's suit. And I completely understand why they did one or the other. Because giving people 2 objects which weigh, what, 2 each, which is 4 weight, and that could break your back. I mean, 2 weight could break your back and put you over encumbered. So giving someone 4 weight, giving them 2 suits that they can only wear one at a time, and then possibly putting that suit on a companion could be kind of game breaking. But I like the idea that if I run the quest, no matter what my personal preference on how I should dress my character is, I've got that. If you put Agatha's dress on a male character, whether it be a companion or you've sex changed your own character, it's a male character in Agatha's dress. Same thing with Reginald's suit. If you put it on a female character, whether it's sex change or whatever, it's that character in Reginald's suit. So the textures are fine, the meshes are fine, they support both genders. They're not gender locked meshes. They're like every other piece of clothes, they're gender neutral. But I'm just kind of annoyed by the fact that if I playing a female character that likes to wear suits instead of dresses, I'd have to do some weird trickery like do sex change at the last minute of the quest or whatever in order to get the suit, which is statistically the same as the dress, just visually different. So I just changed the quest, so it gives you both. Because I can. Because the power of modding is in my hands. Oh god, I still have water. Alright, so Preston's coat. Keep getting distracted from the point of actually making Preston's thigh system. Get talking about modding and I get all off topic. Okay. So we've got Preston's coat shadowed. That is this file. Go to rename to get the full name. Copy. Edit. The swap texture. Material files used to get me all kinds of flummoxed, but I've gotten the hang of it. The game, you can save files wherever you want. The problem is that the game has certain expectations. Like, if you're dealing with material swaps, it's only going to look in the material folder. Even if you were to give it a different path, it's only going to look in the material folder. So whatever path you give it, it's going to be branching off of the materials folder. Fine. So that means that, like when I did my Nuka-Cola retexture mod where I added in different flavors of Nuka-Cola, whatever material files I'm using for those textures have to be in the materials folder. Those, if it's altering the mesh has to refer to the material files in the material folder. And the material files themselves have to refer to textures in the texture folder. I can't group them all together into the same group. If I do that, the textures will break. So fine. Those are the limits of the system. So as long as I put the things, as long as I put the material files in the materials folder, I can put them in whatever subfolders I want, but they have to be in the materials folder. Whatever textures I use, they have to be in the textures folder. Put them in whatever subfolders I want, but they have to be in the textures folder. If I'm modifying a mesh to use these new files instead of just doing texture replacements, like these don't require me to modify the meshes for Preston's outfit, but for example, the Nuka-Cola one did require me to alter the mesh because it has glow maps and whatnot. So that one I had to alter the mesh. The mesh has to point to the materials folder. It can't report to the material file anywhere else. It has to be in the materials folder. And meshes have to obviously be in the meshes folder. As long as you're putting them in the right folders, you shouldn't have any problems. This one is the blue coat. Okay. And I need the red coat. Red coat is selected. Edit. Material files are now finally finished after all of that kvetching. Let's see, miscellaneous items. Let's see here. What's the best way to do this? Probably to use Hancock as a base for my duplications. Copy as a new record into. Enter the prefix that should be removed from the editor ID if present. Well, that's obviously misc. Well, the annoying thing is most of it's going back. I'm just replacing the Hancock part. Style. Hancock. Copy. There. And then we're going to replace that with Preston. Don't need a suffix. Just make sure I'm putting it into ArmorSmith tweaks. Paste. Close. Open. So it shows up again. Copy as a new record into Preston code red. Make sure I'm putting it into 24. Close. Open. Compare selected. So this is Colonial Duster. T8 tattered. Original colors. Red Colonial Duster tattered. So that is all of the miss mods done. Names are correct. Everything it's referencing is good. Good. I think for consistency, I'm just going to say tattered and not reference the colors because it's just kind of implied. Okay. We need to do object modification, because the object modification is actually a reference. No, keywords. Keyword is the next one to do. Copy as a new record into. This one we're just adding a suffix to. We're going to call this Preston Goat. Pair selected. Edit. Style. Preston. Copy. Two selected records. Done. Keywords are done. Don't need the material files open. Let's see. Object modification. There we go. It only uses one file, so I can use Piper as my base. Original shadowed. Copy as a new record into. Prefix mod. No, wait. I should already have it, don't I? Yep, Colonial Duster. I already made it. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure I already made these things. Original fixed shadowed. Original shadowed. Original. Yeah, copy as a new record into original red. Copy as a new record into original underscore blue. Close, reopen. Sort by ID. So put all my Colonial Duster ones in the same collection. We've got original, blue, and shadowed. Good. Compare selected. So for this one we want to use style Preston. Wondering what happened to it. Okay. Copy to select records. Done. Restores original look. Before I do that, well, no, I'll do that afterwards, because then it'll look all weird. Let's see. Edit. Be like the general, true blue. Edit. I'm trying to be funny with the descriptions because they don't really mean much. You're going to see like the name is going to say red or whatever. And shadowed basically always has the same description. Improve stealth in dark areas. So we're going to say here, say red. No, this is blue. This is red. This is shadowed, tattered. Everything else here is fine. I have to change this one now. Actually, I have to change a couple of things, but for now. Alright, so we're looking at the MISC mod style, Preston Coat original. MISC mod Preston Coat blue. MISC mod Preston Coat red. And basically what this loose mod means is when you remove the item, it puts that little mod item in your inventory so you can reapply it later. If you don't do it, then you basically get nothing back for your work. So, like, if you want to do the color changing, but not have it actually have an item that you can reapply, you just leave it empty. But if you're like having any sort of cost of like leathers or whatever, then removing that would mean that you'd have to pay that price over and over again every single time. So, since I'm putting it in at least for testing with a cost of 1 leather. Plus, I mean, it's nice that after you've crafted it, you can easily reapply it without having to go through the technical recrafting. So, it's just my personal preference. It's not technically something you need to do. We don't technically need loose mod. I just prefer it. So that's shadowed. And now we need to talk about Preston's MA file. Paste. Alright, so that's fine. Still referencing Piper's material swap, but that is absolutely fine because we will be taking care of that now. Any moment now, game. It's not a game, it's just an engine. Any moment now. Let me change my material swap, please. There's a lot of material swaps in the vanilla game. This always is kind of laggy. Any moment now. Kind of nice.